Let me go across to Captain Prashad Dhalla. Devendra Fadnavis, Chief Minister of Maharashtra, was speaking, saying that he spoke to the Prime Minister. He will be leaving for Baramati. Sir, we were talking about this particular aircraft. You see, if you look at the way aircraft investigations take place, it takes n number of months for the entire thing to come out. Even if you look at the way the aircraft crash that took place in Ahmedabad, the final report is not out. You know, the conclusion part is not out. And you know, so much of time has passed. So even in this case, you know, I don't expect that the report will be out immediately. You know, experts will take time to decipher it. But how, you know, how do we make aviation safe, sir? You know, it's not the first time that such VVIP crashes have or a crash has taken place.
You very rightly mentioned, you know, it is a tedious process to publish a report. It is a very serious task which the regulator and the investigation bodies undergo. However, the safety is we have heard it numerous times. You know, it is kept paramount above all. In terms of the pilot training, in terms of getting the right aircrafts airworthy, the regulator is also on duty on its toes. In certain number of cases, we have these safety programs, periodic inspections happening with various operators. However, it is quite alarming. You know, this particular aircraft, Learjet 45, of the same operator, was in the limelight in Mumbai during rainy season, wherein this aircraft was, it got affected by bad weather. So it is the matter of investigation. Like I would like to reiterate for your viewers that the aircraft, the airport, and the aircrew, all three A's have to be current in their licenses. They have to have the right trainings, and the equipment. It's a machine. End of the day, should have the transmitting and response active. Also, like I had mentioned, the aspect of radiation fog has to be looked into. The weather is a contributing factor to this particular crash. It is an early morning accident. So the culminating effect of this particular issue is seen in this particular accident.
This
Uh,
radiation fog, you know, a lot of people, radiation and fog are two different things, you know. A lot of people will not know. How serious is it? Does it happen everywhere? Is it a routine thing, sir?
So you see, for your viewers, let me break it down. There are various types of fog. You will have advection fog because of the heat. Radiation fog is a phenomena which is happening during the night when the surface of the gets heated up, and with the cold air in on top of it, it generates a foggy kind of a situation. You know, it is very difficult for a pilot to see the runway in that in from your eyes. Thus I say that the pilot has to be trained for this. Also, in this fog, we have a phenomena called as spatial disorientation, SD. This is a human factor, contributing factor, wherein the pilot can get disorientated with this particular aspect. In that moment, you have to trust your instruments. Having said that, if this particular aircraft had some instrument failure or it had some kind of a difficulty, the pilot is trained professional to take the proper recourse. In this particular accident, we must understand this is the second approach. That means the first one was a missed approach. The pilot was unable to land. It can be due to a technical issue. It can be due to a weather contributing factor. It can be due to not receiving the landing clearance from the air traffic control. So various other factors have to be looked into by the regulator. I'm sure the teams have been dispatched. I'm sure they will come out with the preliminary report, and we should be able to get some clear understanding.
Absolutely, sir. But if you, these are the visuals which you are playing, sir. You know, these are the impact side visuals. What does the impact tell you about the nature of the crash, sir? Because if you recall, sir, Kathmandu crash and the other crashes that have taken place, they, you know, the impact sides does leave a trail of what must have happened, sir.
So this primarily looks like a landing attempt done by the pilot, and the aircraft has crash landed short of the runway. You see, you don't see any hilly areas around. It is a clear parcel of land, and the sources are saying that there was no air traffic clearance given. There has been no mayday call given by the pilot. However, again, these are sources which say that the lady pilot has been heard saying, oh shit," in the last phases of the landing. So it is again a matter of investigation, which it is too premature to say at this moment,
Let me
Karthikeyan.
take this opportunity to ask you, sir, when you investigate, is it correct that the entire aircraft is reconstructed, reassembled, sir, one? And secondly, do the investigators also speak to the people who heard the aircraft land, who saw the aircraft land, and who were first on the spot? What is an investigation? How do you investigate? How do you reconstruct, sir?
You see, the government has formed a aircraft accident investigation bureau where they have subject matter experts, and the entire recreation, of the flight is being done. This particular flight from Mumbai to Baramati will be checked by the second, each and every aspect, all ATC recordings, the cockpit voice recordings, the weather, the technical aspects of the aircraft, the logbooks, everything would be looked into. And the last phase is, like you very rightly mentioned, is very very critical. The cockpit voice recorder would have the element of what all communication was happening inside the cockpit, along with it with the air traffic control. So this recreation, yes, it is very necessary, it is important, keeping in mind the contributing weather factor. And all this thing is kept preserved. All the recordings on the weather, it is part of the investigation. The government will seize all the tapes, and the officers will be looking into each and every aspect.
Sir, you stay with me. Captain Bala, you stay with me. I'm also joined by Rennie Abraham. Rennie is there with me. Rennie, are you there?
Hello.
Okay. Hi, Rennie. Sorry, you were waiting for a long time. Rennie, just to speak politically, we are not talking about any politician. We are talking about Ajit Pawar. And I'll just keep it to one simple question. Do you think that the unification will continue in his absence?
Actually, I mean, his, having passed away suddenly and in a plane crash is bound to give rise to huge emotions, you know, across both formations of the NCP, the late Ajit Dada led NCP, as well as the political formation that his uncle Sharad Pawar heads. So yes, I mean, it was already talks that were abounding about the two Pawars coming together and merging as one single entity once more. And now with this incident, that will only give an impetus to it. Although I must cite here that it will have to be the Mahayuti Alliance leadership, including Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde of the Shiv Sena, who will also play a very pivotal role in ensuring that, one, there is no instability in government. At the same time, they will definitely have a voice in how the NCP alliance should proceed from here on. So it will only be with the concurrence of the existing NCP leadership left within the Ajit Dada-led formation that is in government. And emotionally speaking, certainly there is a huge, groundswell within the people that may compel the two NCPs to merge together and probably also retain their alliance partnership with the Maharashtra government. Although, like I said, these are all political dynamics that will play out. But one small thing, Karthik, related to the crash, and you had a panelist who was a former flight operations inspector with DGCA. I must cite here one thing, because I did sense somehow that we are trying to miss the aspect of what the DGCA's role is in such cases. Now, I remember years ago in the late 90s, having to cite the DGCA for not really doing its job well. It was in context of the Pawan Hans helicopters that flew ONGC personnel to the offshore rigs of the Mumbai coast. And I had to expose the fact that although it was mandatory for such helicopters to have flotation gears, many of these helicopters lacked that basic feature, which would come into a call if there was an emergency landing on sea. So these things were not taken even kindly to by DGCA authorities in those days. They didn't like being cited for things like that. I'm sure things have changed under the NDA government since 2014, and they've been pulled up. But again, we saw the same thing playing out in the recent Indigo Airlines fiasco, if I may put it that way, when the DGCA effectively ended up suspending their operations, and the resultant havoc in the domestic flight sector, with 3 out of every 5 flights serviced by Indigo in India, you know what it resulted up in creating havoc. So somewhere I think operations and DGCA operations particularly has time and again
There's
shown
one
us.
important piece of information coming. I need to give it to Captain Prashant Dhalla. Sir, it also, the information that is coming is before the landing, sir, aircraft lost, it disappeared from the radar, sir. Can this happen?
You see, these are very sensitive radars, and like I was mentioning, it works on a principle of transmitting and responding. So you have the antennas which transmit, and you have the ground-based installations which respond. So that is the process of it. Now, in terms of the aircraft getting, like you said, it is vanished from the display. You see, if it is an impact, the system will shut down and you will not see the blip on the ATC screen. However, the aircraft is equipped with an emergency locator transmitter, ELT. It is automatically activated and it will raise a signal to the search and rescue unit in the local area, and they will be able to find out the exact GPS coordinate for that particular accident.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for both of you for joining me on this coverage.